What's up, friends? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, buddy. I've been trying to get things ready for the Patreon. I think I said it last week, but I'm doing the mix along, the DIY along, and I was buying flavorings over the weekend and doing research on how to make those flavorings work together and da da da. So I ordered them. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my notification that it has been shipped, because that just means good. But yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. I've been lazy lately and just not feeling too great, so I'm just living in that life.
Yeet. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeet.
Yep.
Me, I'm just chilling. Life's just chilling. You know, being a streamer, by the way, is hard, by the way. So, I haven't streamed, but so the thing is, at night, I'm only watching League of Legends videos, by the way. So,
Okay.
because you gotta learn some shit.
I'm one okay, you said being a streamer is hard. So how is being a streamer hard?
Okay, so for example, you're playing game. Okay, let's assume first that you're doing games for streaming, and one of the things that's hard on streaming is you can't edit your videos, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
But
'Cause
it's
you're
already
live.
out there. So if you lose, some other fans are salty, and if you have let's say for example, roughly give or take let's say above 50,000 viewers, they expect you to always win for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have 1K, 1.5K, it's okay to lose once in a while. So that's why sometimes I I think I feel what some other people, some other YouTubers do, just record videos instead
Mm-hmm.
of streaming in Twitch kind of thing. So, you know, it's it's hard that way. Plus, some players actually rage. So,
Oh
which
yeah.
is really, which is really for me, okay, fun, but for other people, it's not like some people are throwing glasses, throwing phones. So, I don't know, but
Yeah. Rage quitting for me is not a thing, but I had a friend who his older brother
yeah.
got so mad he threw the Xbox 360 controller through the wall.
See?
And then he chased after it and made the hole bigger in the wall.
Yeah.
It's
See?
like, no, that's bad.
See, that's the thing. And then you check out when people are dying. It's you know how good mechanical keyboards are.
Yeah.
FYI, I love mechanical keyboards. I love how they work, especially in the office setting. But when you break them, I'm like, dude, don't break them. Let me have it instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
They
so
go-
basically that's
They go clickety clack.
clap, 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 clap. No pun intended. No, that's what she said. But what you vaping on, man?
Let's see, what am I vaping on? Okay, so just funny story. I have this guy right here. It is the Steam Rabbit Squonker.
Uh-huh.
And I was looking at it and I noticed the contacts needed to be cleaned. And I was like, okay, I'll clean them. And I was trying to take it out. And it was so rusted and just sitting around for so long that I ended up breaking the contact.
What?
Luckily, I had a strip of copper laying around, so I ended up changing that out. And that's a complete copper strip.
Yeah.
You can see it right there. So that's the new
Total
contact for
different
it.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to have a brass one, but yeah, keep your contacts clean or else you'll destroy them. So I've been vaping on this, trying it out, see how it feels. It actually hits a little bit harder with the copper, so I'm not too sad about it. Just say it.
Sure.
The juice I have in here, it's a DIY juice. I think I've done a tutorial on it. I'm not sure, but it's called breakfast or some shit like that, and it's got a chocolate donut and some other things.
Ooh.
It's a pretty good juice. I like it. It's one of my favorites. But yeah.
Yeah.
There's that guy. Then I got the Shogun on top of the Pug. Trying to get my matchy game on set with that one.
Yeah.
I really think that black frosted cap right there works.
It does look good.
Yeah. And in that I got Parade Maker from IVC.
Hell yeah.
And then lastly, we got the Project X on top of the Stratum Zero. And in that I
Chemo,
got
by the way.
Hemo, yeah.
Chemo, by the way.
And that I got rectum balls. So
Let's
yeah.
go.
That's me right there. Yeah.
So me, Torin, usually, dude, I'm actually just really thoroughly enjoying it after last week,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been using it a lot. I've been enjoying the Torin with the recoil on top of it, and that it has some decoded lockness by Premium Labs. It's a peach yogurt, so which is really good
Mm-hmm.
with ABC bitter, and then also I have the Vindicator with a 1.5 gun, and that I have Mr. J's El Jefe or
El
El Chef,
Jefe.
El
Yeah.
Jefe,
I need to.
horchata,
I'm gonna change that recipe a little bit. I might have to send you another bottle to see if the improvement is better.
horchata rice milk. Okay, guys, rice milk, not almond milk.
Yep.
Rice.
Rice.
Motherfuckers, get that right. You don't know Mexican cuisine if you don't know that.
Right.
And then you know, because everyone's like, "Hey, I'm a Mexican cuisine fanatic." You know horchata. It's an almond milk. Shut up, dude. You don't know anything. And then I have the Unicorn 3-in-1 kit and copper with some blurry Tyson's blend.
Looks like it's being censored.
Dude,
That looks like it's being censored.
because the FDA is controlling us, so the label is censored, by the way. So yeah,
That's
good
funny.
stuff. And lastly, the Franco Brizzo with Redemption with Baja Blast.
Oh, I should be getting some of that here sometime soon.
Yeah.
By this point, everybody should know we picked up a new sponsor over at Vaping with the Ohmies, and yeah, we have unlimited supply for the most part of Baja Blast.
Woohoo! Yeet.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, what's in the news?
What's in the news?
Aside from me dropping some things.
You're dropping some things?
Dropping some things, you know. What's in the news? I forgot what I passed to you actually. But yeah, the FDA and FTC issues warning
letters
for social media violations. So, here's an article by Angela Garrity. It says the FDA and FTC, and they have issued joint warnings today for 4 companies for social media violations.
Mm-hmm.
Companies are the Solace Technologies, or the one doing business for Solace Vapor,
Mm-hmm.
Hype City Vapors, Humble Juice Co., and Artist Liquids Lab, which is doing business for the Artist Liquids.
Yeah.
And the FDA states that these posts are misbranded and under the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act because they fail to include the requirement statement warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical on social media posts, either by themselves or through the use of an influencer. It's like the FDA joined, the FTC joined FDA on the warning letters under Section 5 of the Federal Trade Commission Act, which prohibits an unfair and or deceptive advertising. So, like that being said, if you look at the FDA's website, it says that years of progress rather, to combat the youth use of tobacco is now threatened by an epidemic of e-cigarettes used by kids, and unfortunately research shows many youth are mistaken or unaware of the risk and the presence of nicotine in e-cigarettes. And another thing is that's why it's crucial for the manufacturers, retailers, or other people, others mainly, and that they should include the health warning about nicotine and addictive properties on the packages and advertisements. So especially on social media platforms popular to kids, says acting FDA Commissioner Ned Sharpless. Under my leadership, the FDA will continue to tackle the troubling epidemic of e-cigarettes use among kids. This includes limiting youth access to and appeal of flavored tobacco products like e-cigarettes and cigars, taking actions against manufacturers and retailers who illegally market these products or sell them to minors, and educating the youth of the dangers of e-cigarettes and other tobacco products. We cannot and will not risk our generation of youth to a lifetime nicotine addiction. We appreciate the FTC joining us on this and other actions to protect the youth from the dangers of nicotine and tobacco product. Bow.
Okay, here's the thing. Over the weekend, I was watching Weekend Wisdom with Texas Cloudtown and Shane Oakley, and they
Hell
had
yeah, good
Logan.
show.
They had Logan Exhales on there. He
Logan
made a
Paul?
no Logan Exhales,
Oh,
not that cockwad.
okay.
And he brought up the point of a lot of these studies that they keep talking about. It's on rodents, and yeah, sometimes doing these studies works on in that fact, but at the same time, at that point, okay, once you do the rodent study, at that point you need to work on to humans.
Yep.
And at no point have they done the human study, because even though their brain kind of comes close to what a human brain comes to, at the same time our physiology is different, the way we react to things is different, and even then, like, how big of a dosage are they giving them? There's that point on this whole child epidemic. And even further so, I'm very on this whole thing of, you keep talking about how nicotine is addicting, but nicotine is as addicting as coffee. So are we going to start legalizing coffee? I mean, seriously, that's just a point that just keeps getting brought up of, we should make it illegal because it's so addicting. The horrible parts of tobacco use in combustibles is all the extras that they add on to it. The real heavily addicting part is all like the weird additives that they have in there.
Yes.
Nicotine, yes, it's an addicting thing, but so is anything. Anything in life can be addicting. It's just more to what extent do you take it to. You know what I mean?
Tacos could be addicting.
Yeah.
Games could be addicting.
Yep.
Burritos can be addicting. Ice creams could be addicting. Like my drumstick a while ago, and that it's gone already.
Yeah,
It's
he demolished a drumstick before we started recording.
Yeah,
But
it's addicting.
to me, that's the thing. It's like you in this whole thing of trying to save the children, you just keep making all these claims, and people that don't know anything about anything, they're just willing to go along with it because they don't know any better. They're just going with information of somebody that they trust.
Yep.
Is giving them the right information. But at the same time, a while back, I remember seeing this whole thing of politicians should have to wear jackets like in NASCAR that say what company sponsor them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's true. Why the fuck not? We should know who's sponsoring them, who's paying them off, and who's saying what to them. Because that's another one, is who's got whose finger in whose pocket. A lot of the time we bring up the whole point of, I can't believe they're trying to do this and that. Why would they do it? But in the end, we know what it is. It's just money. It just falls onto who's paying the bigger budget. If vaping had a big enough budget to pay off all these politicians, nobody would say anything bad about vaping.
Sure. Plus, another thing, like, okay, if anyone doesn't know, okay, and this is coming from a reliable source, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Research shows. No, I'm kidding. But okay, I have pharmacy or not former pharmacy, but like pharmacy student friends.
Mm-hmm.
A while back. So this is how they do it. Basically, so in order for your thesis to work in pharmacy, it's not like you're inventing a drug, but you're testing the effects of, I mean, some of them. You're testing some of the effects of like a certain chemical or a drug to, and let's be honest here, a hamster. Usually it's a hamster or either white rat or whatever you want to,
Yeah. It's a type of rodent.
Yeah. So, and you're hoping to make it, stay alive.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right? So that being said, it's like you're testing their reactions to it. You're testing how much addictive it is. And part of this is what kind of like blues me off and ticks me off. It's like, okay, nicotine is an addictive chemical, but no offense, but have you tried testing flavors on certain rodents? Because you always say that nicotine is addictive, and you try to figure out which you try to always figure out this kinds of whatchamacallit of flavors that are addicted to not just kids, but the whole vapor community or vaping community.
Okay.
That being said, it's like kind of like weird where you're kind of like going on a lot of tangents, and you're just circling around this certain research that you're holding onto, that it's an addictive chemical. And sure, like sometimes US vapors need to like do that certain photo photo inclusion that nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Yeah.
That being said, for the most part, I feel that yes, you should always put it out there that nicotine is an addictive chemical. But I'm not citing to these companies. But looking at it this way, for just a simple post, that's like a big lawsuit now. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't. So on I was walking through a big, no, not a big, but like, I was walking to a pharmacy store nearby a couple of days back,
Yeah.
and I was touching, and I'll be honest with you, I was touching boxes of the lozenges and the Nicorette products, and I was checking them out.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking them out, okay. Just checking them out, and there are also no nicotine warnings on them. So, just saying, why aren't they punished the same way that the vaping community is also punished? By the same measure that you threw on the vaping community, that's also the same measure that you should put on your drugs. Just saying.
There's just so many things that just become very frustrating, very annoying. And I wish that we could do a lot more to actually open people's eyes to certain things. And nobody wants to listen, nobody wants to hear, because again, money is where the voice is actually being heard. Because I mean, I know this happened like a while back, and not to bring shit up that's old and da 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 da, but
Yeah.
when they were doing that hearing in New York, you could tell that none of those committee people really cared to hear what any vapor had to say. Whenever it was an anti, that's when they perked up and they were like, okay, now I have to listen and look like I give a shit. But then if a vapor came up, their chair was as reclined as possible, and they were just like this. And
Today I'm not
like they probably were looking at their watches, just trying to figure out how much longer they had to be putting up with this shit, you know?
Yeah, and a couple of things too on that. It's like, think about it this way, right? Like, on the hearings, it's like, and I'm not going to be like biased into it. Let's go through like a viewer perspective, like a non-vapor viewer perspective. It's like, you'll see that when there's already a discussion about things, you'll always see that there's already like this, not predestined, but there's already this preordained decision that, hey, this is bad, this is my decision already. Like, just for whenever, whatever it is, just because I'm a politician, I have to listen to them. But I have already my decision anyway.
Yeah,
so
and
go
that's
fuck your opinion.
yeah, pretty much. I feel that is a very true fact. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we probably have the same ideas, but here's the thing. As a politician, as a public figure, you are more inept to actually have to listen to people's point of view versus, say, me or you. Because me and you, we're just people off the streets, technically, you know?
Yeah.
We might have somewhat of a public figure kind of thing about us because we do this, we do YouTube, we do whatever. But in the end...
Streamer, by the ways.
Yeah, streamers, by the way. But in the end, we're still just regular Joes opposed to a politician who actually has sway and power and can fuck shit up for a lot of people just because they care more about their wallets than the overall good. And that's the worst part about it, is that they're supposed to be looking out for public health, and there is no public health in any of this. It's kind of frustrating and annoying, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, you think about it, it's public health, but there's also personal interest involved, and if it's personal interest involved, that's going to be tough. That being said, like, I'm thinking about this. Like, I've been thinking hard about this, right? Like, we've been saying, reach the politicians, go to your representatives, and contact them. Is there, and this is just like a question right on top of my head, is there like a quick, like a better way for us to voice out our opinions, not just in public, but to our representatives?
Well, I mean, and I don't know. I really don't know. That's a very heavy question because, I mean, we do have, at least here in the States, I don't know how things work in Canada, so I can't speak for you or you guys, but here in the States, for the most part, Twitter, emailing them, making phone calls, if you're able to actually go down to their office.
Yep.
And you can probably go talk to them, but at the same time, it still more or less kind of falls into the idea of this is probably just all going to fall on deaf ears. We're trying. We've been trying. I mean, this whole thing of advocacy and the war on vaping and things like that, this has been going on since 2009. If you guys ever watch A Billion Lives Matter, they talk about how Enjoy, I think it was Enjoy or iJoy or something like that, they were importing a bunch of products and all of it got confiscated because they said that it was an illegal contraband and that it was the ultimate evil and this and that. So all this stuff has been going on for years and people don't realize that, and it makes me really sad, especially that there's like a lot of vapors out there that are still very unaware of the fact that they could lose vaping tomorrow.
Yep.
You know, not everybody really goes into shops and gets advocacy, or not everybody goes into YouTube videos looking for this sort of thing. You know, because I really feel like the hobbyist market is where we actually learn about advocacy. Otherwise, like, I seriously vape from the year I've been vaping since 2012 and up until 2014, 15-ish.
Yep.
I didn't even know vaping advocacy was a thing. So that's about 3 years of me vaping that I didn't know shit about advocacy. If that puts any perspective on how much like this stuff not being public knowledge is. You know, makes things very interesting.
Because that's the thing, right? Like, it's
sorry.
It's alright, my friend.
I think I like ruined your train of thought there.
No, that's the thing, right? Like, it's not just the trying to get it out there, because usually that's the thing. And this is what I've learned so far. There's a difference between activism and advocacy, which you should watch, by the way, on Shane Oakley's channel. Really educational and really good videos, by the way.
Yeah.
Shane Oakley. And usually it's like, we can talk all about it. And we can opt to, like, contact your representatives, or go to CASA, support CASA or Safada, or you can support all the organizations. Yeah. But the thing is, and I'm not saying don't support them, you go support whatever organization you're part of, especially if it's pro-vaping.
That in a local chapter, because I feel that's another one. We don't really emphasize local advocacy. If anything, find out who your local advocates are. Try to join their groups. Hopefully they're a good group and they actually do stuff, because at least here in Texas, I have found 3 groups and they have been very inactive in recent years, not even days or months. Like the last post I saw in one of the groups was like from 2016, right before August 8th. Yeah. And after that, they just kind of threw in the towel and looked at it as, fuck it, we're not doing anything anymore. And it just makes me sad, because we have to like actually do more, but nobody really cares to do anything within those groups. And here in Texas, it looks like Tobacco 21 is going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, I think I saw like Thick Nick posted something on the Ruckers Anonymous group. That's his group.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I saw him post some about how it's the Tobacco 21 is going to take over in September.
Yeah.
And from there, we're probably going to be looking at flavor bans or taxation because those are the next steps. And I still think this whole changing to 21 thing doesn't really make a difference. It's not going to change anything other than people patting themselves on the back. If anything, it hurts anybody right now currently between the ages of 18 to 21 that are smokers. What the fuck are they supposed to do? You know?
Yeah, and another thing too, it's like with all the vape, the 21 or the tobacco 21 being passed, just on a recent news too on Supwire, it's like New York is cracking down, or New York is cracking down on vaping taxations, and US also cracking down on teen vaping. It's like a lot of these cities, or not cities, but states rather, sorry. A lot of these states are usually the ones that we have right now. Primarily, there's, and I don't have the reliable information because I'm an outsider. I'm from Canada. But usually the thing is, people in their respective states are more inactive kind of way.
Yeah.
And we are more active either nationwide or worldwide kind of thing, which is good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta
Like the big scale
sometimes,
stuff is good.
yeah, but you have to think about it like sometimes divide and conquer also works. So let's say, for example, wherever you are right now, Texas, or let's say California, Michigan, or New York, Indiana, whatever state you are, I can only name 53 states, but that's not on top of my head right now. But wherever you are right now, sometimes you should also be part of the fight in your area, not just in the nationwide part, because this is usually how I see advocacy as an outsider. I'm not a Californian,
Yeah.
if that there's such a word,
You're not from
but
California?
I'm not from California, but I have to. But sometimes you'll share a post where it's like, oh, this bill, is affecting California. I'll repost it. I'm but I'm in Texas kind of thing, But when there's something that comes up from Texas, sometimes I don't support it. So like that's like a really fluctuating, ideals where we could all support like one area, which is California, and then we opt to like forget that there's also a fight in Wyoming, Montana, Idaho kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
like we have to also focus on the smaller scales too. So even if you're a business kind of thing, check check out, let's say for example, I think it's Vapor Technological or Technology Association. They're really like a good platform of sharing, let's say for example, oh, here's what's going on in Washington, or here's what's going on in Colorado,
Yeah.
and they also have like chapters too, where it's like the Washington chapter, the Colorado chapter, the California chapter. So check out your groups in your state and then support them too. That's one of the activist things to do is wherever you're planted, like do support vaping on your area too.
Yeah. And I think that's like another one we forget is that as much as national matters, because I mean, seriously, right now when it comes to like the FDA, the federal government and all that stuff, we're looking at some pretty harsh things coming up. But at least here in the States, we still have states' rights, which means every state gets to decide what they do in their own state when it comes to their laws. So even if we're dealing with something like, tobacco 21 coming up and shit like that, we still need to like move forward on other things.
Yep.
At least that's my thought process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeet. So that being said, we are going to main topic time.
Main topic time. Still need to ask Nick and Ruby if we could like borrow that for one episode.
For one episode.
Just one episode. We don't need it for more than that.
Because it's gonna be a copyright infringement afterwards.
Yeah.
No, but I don't have any main topics to talk about, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although we have it, but I don't know if we want to talk about it.
That's up to you, bro.
It's not like because otherwise it's not like a vapey topic, you know. Wolf
Yeah.
Bite Podcast is primarily a vaping topic related, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, usually it's one of the things that we try to stay away from because we talk about advocacy a lot. But now, I don't know. Is there any new products that you're excited about?
Any new products that I'm excited about? Well, I don't know. There's like a ton of things that are coming out. I just did the review for this guy, that Broomhild
Broomhild.
RTA. That was actually exciting to do. It was fun. It's kind of like a resurgence of RDTAs, at least in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But anything new coming out, like honestly, I don't really keep up with what's new. I tend to like find these things out through like Instagram or shit like that. But I don't know. Anything you know that might be coming out here sometime soon. I'm interested in trying out that Ambitions Vaper mech mod. I don't like the dude. I mean, I don't mean to put that shit out there like that, but he's not my cup of tea when it comes to videos and reviews and things like that. But I'm still interested in seeing how his mech mod works.
Yeah, because Nick Bissett talked about it a while ago on his Patreon stream, by the way. Support Nick Bissett, Daily Vape TV on Patreon, you know.
Yeah.
Really good guy. He spends time with us, so, you know, that's how Daily Vape TV works. You spend time with him. And
Actually, okay, so I just went on 8Vape just for the shits and giggles of it, but I saw the Fire Luke Mesh 2 is coming out, and that made me think of, I know Ohm.My.Lanta and I think Grim, I'm not sure, and Mr. Kent Hill, aka Twisted Messes, they got a new tank coming out sometime soon.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into too much detail. He did talk to us about it a little bit at NVE. He let us know a little bit of what they're doing, and I'm excited to see how it comes out.
Same, because usually, like, you don't see Twisted Messes deal with a lot of tanks.
Yeah.
First one. Second one, it's like you don't see a lot of, you know, tanks from Twisted Messes himself. So, you know, that's one of the things that, you know, you would look into. Another thing that's kind of like new and that I wanted to try actually is that Geek Vape pod system.
Okay.
That Geek Vape Frenzy pod.
Yeah.
Number one, because not that I like pod systems, but I'm a type of guy that, you know, would look into pod systems sometimes. And one of the things that I kind of like on the design, not that it looks like an onion. I mean, not the onion, but the Orion pod. And I'm blurry again. I don't know why.
Yeah, your camera loses focus a lot.
Just like the one he's capturing. But one of the things is for a pod system, it's not pod system, but it's like an all-in-one pod system kind of thing. It's really like, I think, a good design that it has the airflow downward. So that's one of the things I'm excited about, because, you know, I know a lot of people like the Orion pod and they have some gripe on the pods there is. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I don't know. I didn't have a gripe with the pods. Thought they were nice.
I thought the pods were nice too. And then there's also Sigali, by the way. It's coming back with a pod system of their own that's Orion inspired too.
Really?
Which is like, it's called the Snow Wolf Walk It, which has the wolf on the, you know, on the bottom.
The Frank Wolf walk it?
Woohoo! Not designed by me, by the way. Not that we're promoting it, but just saying, not because there's a wolf on my name, but
yeah,
it's another pod system by another company. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that comes out. But yeah, pod systems. I don't know. I've been doing some pod system reviews here and there and that kind of situation, but I am hitting that point of I think I'm over pod systems.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I'm just kind of like anytime I see something else come out and I'm like, okay, another pod system. Who cares?
Speaking of pod systems, okay, this is a good topic to, dive down into.
Yeah.
Do you think that the pod systems would die down a bit?
No.
Because, like, a lot of things are like, reinventing kind of thing. There's a lot of things about pod systems. Like, I think there's the rebuildable pod system that Sigali's working on, and there's a lot of things that that's been working behind the scenes. And what, and on those things, it's like they're really trying to, dive down on the pod system kind of realm. So I don't know if I'm too excited about pods because, let's be honest, I'm first and foremost a Mac mod user.
Yes.
Second, I'm only a pod user when I'm outside.
Yeah.
So that helps. So, like it's really like right now, I don't know if there's like a pod, not pod, but like I don't know what improvement more
Yeah.
you could do for pod systems.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, just looking around still. Pods, I don't know. Okay, like I just actually picked up this guy because a buddy of mine at work got it, and I was a little interested. It's the Enjoy Ace.
Oh.
In my local gas station, yeah, they sell these at gas stations. The pods are like $10, but the device itself, you have to buy the pod separately. But just that bit right there is actually $1.
Ooh.
So you're getting a full device for about $10 ish, like $11, I think, total. And I'm not gonna lie, if you're like you're a smoker that wants to move on to vaping, I really would recommend this guy. I know they're probably big tobacco and things like that, and it sucks, and we don't want them. But at the same time, if they're getting into vaping, they're gonna be more on our sides. But yeah, looking around at things, dude, they got the Asmodus Minikin 3 coming out soon.
Ooh.
Which, I don't know, I'm interested in that.
Because, okay, I'm interested in the Minikin 3 because of two things. One, my boss likes the Minikin series, so,
Yeah.
just like you could, give it to your boss, have a good time, But aside from that, it's like one of the things about the Asmodus Minikins that people like is the touch screen systems.
Yeah.
And people like it for the most part. And I know people who've been a fan of Asmodus to begin with. Like they had the old Minikins back in the day, which is really good.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I would love to have on a Minikin, on that Minikin system or Minikin 3, hopefully they work out flawlessly the touchscreen system, because like last time it's like it's not finicky, but you have to unlock it almost each and every time you touch it. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how that goes. But again, there's some interesting things coming out. I know I actually talked to a representative from Fireluke, and they have an updated version of the Twisted system, the AIO. They're getting away. AIO. They're getting rid of the cartoony batteries. I don't know if you ever saw those, but they're all like super cartoony and super not appropriate for at least American market. And they're actually doing the metallic series, and they, not gonna lie, they look pretty cool. I'm interested in that, and hopefully they come out and do well, and most shops switch out to those instead of having the cartoony ones, because personally I just think that shouldn't have been released in the first place.
Yeah, because right now OBS has like this KFB2 kit that's on 8 Vape right now, and it's really cartoony. I would just say right off the bat, it looks like super cartoony to begin with, like your usual. I mean, not saying Rick and Morty-ish, but kind of like on that realm of designs.
Yeah.
So that's one. The Broomhill, maybe I should try it, but we'll see how it goes though. So
I have the review coming out. Well, actually, as of today, the review should be out tomorrow. So Sunday.
yeet.
So if you want to check out my thoughts on the Broomhild, go over there.
Yeah, watch Clown Vape's review. So that's another thing that we're excited about is
It's an
how
interesting tank. I'll say that much. Like I said,
yeah, it looks really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because first and foremost, like it's a top coiler. Second, it's a really, really tall one.
Oh yeah, that's a tall. Here,
It's like
seriously, like look at that thing, dude. Let me see.
yeah.
This is what I had it on for the longest time. This is a Rig V3, which is already a pretty tall mech mod, and it's
Yeah.
about half the size. And that drip tip is ridiculous. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not like a too mech friendly to be honest sometimes. But
Yeah.
the resurgence of RDTAs though, I'm excited for that because I didn't like RDTAs for the simple reason that you already had a dripper and you already had a tank. Why make an RDTA kind of thing?
Well, okay. The reason for RDTAs back in the day was because squonkers weren't really a thing, and the only place you could really get a decent squonker was in the high-end market, and unless you wanted to
Yes.
spend 350 plus for a mech squonk and then struggle with trying to find a RDA that actually had squonking abilities, at that point again you fall into high-end market. You get yourself a Hadley, get yourself a nice mech mod, but there weren't like squonkers weren't like now where they're everywhere. You could buy one as cheap as $10. So the RDTA was a way to like fix the idea of if you like drippers, but you want to have constant juice without having to drip constantly. That was just the concept of it back in the day. Now we have more options. We're able to actually do a little bit more. So bringing an RDTA out nowadays just seems a little silly, but even then it's nostalgic, at least for like an old timer like myself, you know?
Yes.
Somebody has been vaping as long as I have.
Yeah. You. That being said, closing time. So, that being said, anything you want to promote, buddy?
Clownvapes.com. Come in for your juice and coil needs, and hopefully by the end of today, as of recording this, I put rectum balls on the site. I feel like shit for not adding it, and yeah.
Clown Vapes also on Patreon. That is, he has like good, if you want good juice suggestions for him to build on and flavors to try on, that's one of the things that you could do. Patreon Clown Vapes. Also, Wolfbite is on Vape Radio every 10 a.m. Pacific Saturdays and 12 noon Central. And on Sundays, that's 7 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Central with replays on Clown Vapes channel. Instagram, Frank Wolfbite, and Clown Vapes on Instagram as well. And also, emails are frankwolfbite@gmail.com and clownvapes@gmail.com. That being said, remember, legends, have a good time, and
Vape on, friends.
vape on, legends.
Your camera's out of focus.